Welcome to Totally Rad This Week. My name is Micah Hunter. This week we're going to talk about news, YouTube videos, crazy people, and maybe even a little technology. Alright, let's move on to our first story. It's about the Wii 2 coming out in 2012. Supposedly this thing's going to be introduced at the Electronic Entertainment Expo June 7th to 9th in Los Angeles. The Nintendo has sold over 86 million Wii since launching it in 2006. I think that the Wii was terrible, though. It was not a great success. It's not a great successor to Nintendo 64 and its previous.
I mean, the Wii was a success. They sold a buttload of them, but people got them home and played with them for a week, and then they were like, okay, now what? And that's what we did with our Wii. We brought it home, we played some Mario Kart, and then it sat there, and eventually moved into a closet. And then about 6 months later, I gave it to my grandparents so they could watch Netflix on it. And I think they've watched about 2 movies, and that's it.
They're really going to have to step it up to like Xbox level. They're going to need something that'll be able to be on the same level as a PlayStation and an Xbox. I don't think that what they're going for right now, it seems like all they're having is kids games, and they can't play like Call of Duty or Battlefield. All you're going to be able to play is Mario Kart and
Wii Fit or
Wii
whatever.
Fit and stuff like that. I think Kinect is already better than the Wii is.
Yeah.
It seems like the camera's better, and you can do more things with it, and it probably eventually will play actual shooting games on it. So what do you think about the Wii 2? You think it's going to be any good?
I'm sure they'll sell a ton of them, but I'm not interested at all. I'm looking forward to Battlefield 3 coming out later this year on the Xbox. That's what I'm looking forward to.
It said it might have a 3D camera and an in-depth sensors and the voice recognition software built into the Wii 2. I don't think it'll be as successful as it was the original Wii, because people are just so disappointed with how the Wii was after a week. It was not good at all. Wii Fit, I think that it'd be pretty successful on there compared to like Kinect, but Kinect already has stuff like that on there. What do you think, though? You think it's a buy, don't buy for a normal, like a kid?
Well, for a kid, I think it's probably going to be a buy. There's a lot of family-friendly titles and stuff like that, but anybody that's serious about gaming, I think it's a no-go.
You think there's going to be Call of Duty and Battlefield on this new one?
Yeah, probably. At least Call of Duty.
Well, okay, here's what I think we should do. You should be able to actually plug in a normal remote and choose if you want to play, have the motion sensing gaming, or have, just plug it in and play, because half the time I don't want to get up and go, Sometimes I just want to sit down, and then I don't think that we'll be able to do that successfully.
Right. Okay, next story.
Next story we got. AT&T is selling their cell towers in a suitcase now. The supposed cost... Hold on, let me get it up here real fast. The supposed cost is going to be $15,000 to $45,000, and I think it's going to have a half-mile range of radius. So I have a picture right here. It kind of looks like a satellite dish on wheels. It's crazy looking. I think that's going to be a great idea, though, because you worked for an oil company, and could you get cell service out there sometimes?
No, we couldn't. So we paid for satellite phones, which were very, very expensive. But I think this is also be a good thing for like CES or South by Southwest, where there's big conferences and the systems are overloaded. That might help.
Or say you're in a hurricane. We have hurricanes down here, or
right,
natural disasters.
Exactly. Yep. I think it's a good idea.
But there's also monthly fees you have to pay for it, and that's probably a ton of money. It said that it can handle 14 simultaneous calls, and the data is less than broadband speeds, and the coverage is half a mile, as I said.
I don't think anybody really cares about the data if it's a hurricane situation or something like that. It's just the ability to make a phone call.
True.
Or, this could be used
Get
for
texting
first
messages.
responders, Red Cross, stuff like that.
And so they can be mounted in a truck or a car, so I guess you can take it, when you drive. I think it'll be better when you can get maybe 3 or 4 miles, but half a mile, it's not very much in the city.
No, but like I said, for a conference or something, that would be just
True,
fine.
yeah. But for a natural disaster, I think they need to beef up the speed a little bit. A security guard shoots and kills an armed thief at a San Diego Apple store. 3 weeks ago on a Monday morning, two thieves went into the Apple store and stole thousands of dollars worth of merchandise. While exiting, they got into a getaway car, which then the Apple security guard shot and killed the getaway car driver in the head. The 2 others escaped into another neighborhood where they were found a few hours later. So, what do you think about this? What do you think about the security guard?
He did his job. He did us a favor, probably taking that scum off the street. But I've never seen a security guard at the Apple store by us, so that's kind of interesting. I wonder if they have a lot of problems there or something.
I don't know. I don't think they should have shot them. I didn't in the head. I think that's a little drastic. it's just computers. Is it really worth death?
They're thieves, and they were armed thieves.
Well, the two that actually went into the store. One of them was a suspected gang member and a convicted felon, and the other one was his girlfriend, which was 21. These 2 lived, but the 2 that did it, one was a suspected gang member and the other one was his girlfriend. And then it doesn't say anything about the getaway driver, which actually died. So,
Okay.
I guess they're gang members and they're bad. So I guess it was the right thing. It's saving money in prison. It's saving money on
I'm not going to
prison.
lose any sleep over it.
The next story, Go by Kyocera, dual screen Android phone. Alright, the specs on this are pretty sweet. This is a pretty awesome phone. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's on Sprint, and Sprint's terrible. Okay, it's going to have a 5 megapixel camera with flash, and an autofocus and 720p HD camera. That's pretty good. It's going to have an 8 gigabyte micro SD card included. That's good because my phone doesn't even have that. I'll have Android 2.2. It'll have an HTML browser, which is on every Android phone. But the cool part about this phone is it's going to have 2 screens, which I've never seen on another Android phone yet, so it's pretty awesome. It's going to be 800 by 480 pixels. It's going to have a 1 gigahertz Snapdragon processor, and it's going to weigh about 6.8 ounces. So that's a pretty sweet phone. What do you think about it?
I'm not too excited. I could care less. Kyocera, what do you do?
I think it's pretty cool, but I don't like Sprint. Sprint's terrible.
I'm not excited about Sprint or Kyocera, so
So you think it's a pass for you?
it's a pass for me, for sure. 2 screens is kind of cool, but even then, it's like I'm getting to the point where I just want my phone to make phone calls, and if I need to do something else, I'll use my tablet or netbook or laptop or desktop.
So you think it's really annoying just having 2 screens and not really cool, just more of a nuisance?
Yeah, kind of.
Alright, well, let's talk about the shame thing of the week. We got William Shatner. He's a spokesperson for probably the worst TV show on the planet. It's called Heartbeat of America. It looks like a show from the 1980s, and
It looks like it was shot in like a public broadcasting studio or something. It's terrible, and I think William Shatner was paid to come in one day and shoot a bunch of, just questions that could be applied to any situation or any company. Because I started going through some of these videos, and Shatner is wearing the same clothes, same outfit in every segment. And these shows were airing once a week, and I don't know. He just comes on and asks one generic question, and then whoever they're interviewing answers it, and then they switch back to this co-host, and the well, the actual host of the show was like on the People's Court back in the day, and he's terrible. The production's terrible. I think William Shatner just sold out for a little paycheck, and Captain Kirk's better than that.
William Shatner's washed up, though. It doesn't really matter. I don't think he's done. What's one thing he's done in the last 10 years that's
He
worth
was
it?
on Boston Legal, and he's got a show on now, Blank My Dad Says.
Oh, well, all I remember him from the last 10 years is Miss Congeniality. So
I didn't even
that's the only thing I remember from William Shatner in the last 10 years.
Okay.
Well, we got to wrap it up. We'll see you next week on Totally Ride This Week. That was rough.